Oh shit. Welcome to the Us on Everything podcast. I'm your host, Tim Wayne.
UncleGhandi.
We had to spice it up a little bit today. I felt like playing a little bit of upbeat music,
That's a little different for sure.
It's a little different, so there's some of that Thundercat. We didn't record last week.
We did not.
Ran into some technical issues. Sorry, grammar seizure. Again, we are in Track Major Studios in the media room. So if you guys need any beats, need to record, need any mix and mastering, to hit up Track Majors. It's TRAK Majors. Again, that is TRAK Majors. Boy, what a fucking week.
Yeah.
What a week.
Last week.
What a week. First off, how was your weekend? I know I always have to check in, make sure everybody's weekend is good. How was your weekend?
It's all right. I'm suffering from the allergy fever.
Yeah, you getting smacked around by allergies, right?
Cedar's super high.
Cedar's
It's been
kicking
raining
ass. It happens. It happens to the both of us. To the best of us. Did you do anything this weekend outside of
Not a goddamn thing.
Just sat at home. I know I came by and chill with you guys, watch some fuckery.
Hey, we watched fucking Pat McAfee wannabe.
Basically.
And Floyd Mayweather.
And
then this fucking idiot came out and was like, well, you're not giving me my credit for 9 rounds of looking like a big fat
Yeah, that was it. We'll get into that.
stupid ass.
I know you said you didn't want to cover it, but everybody's covering. We got to at least touch it.
Yeah, we'll touch it for a good 5 seconds.
Just 5 seconds. Nothing big. But you said you were just chilling all weekend.
We didn't do anything. What did we do?
Did you go out to eat? You didn't do nothing.
I don't do nothing, bro. Bro, we literally. So this is how our weekends go.
Okay.
Ariel goes to bed. We watched a lot of. You know what we did? We watched a lot of movies this weekend.
Okay.
We watched like 3 movies actually, which is a lot for us because we're normally TV show people. But we watched The Woman in the Window.
Okay.
It was actually really good.
Never seen it.
Very interesting. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
I still don't know what happened.
Is it one of those where you have to like watch it closely? If you stop watching it, or if you stop paying attention to it, you'll miss something?
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was like there's this woman who is at home.
Okay.
A whole bunch of things happen. My whole thing about the movie is why was she at home? Like she couldn't go out in the sunlight.
Damn. Okay.
But we don't know why.
Right.
Oh, maybe there was a reason why, but I didn't catch the reason.
Right.
It was a really good movie. It was good though.
Okay.
Like very interesting, suspenseful. What was another? We saw another movie that was really good. I can't remember. It was on Prime Video, I think.
Dude, Prime Video is stepping their video game. Their movie game up.
Their TV show game's been good.
Oh well, I feel like they've been good since it started. But
what did we watch?
The Boys, Invincible.
Yeah.
There's another show on there that's really, really good. I forget the name of it, but Prime Video has stepped up their movie game significantly.
I will look it up and I will let you know because it was actually a really good movie.
And I'm not really big on movies, but I do like a good movie every now and then.
Yeah.
I do look forward to going back to the movies. And July 9th is when I'm going.
Yeah, that's my birthday.
Facts.
Is that midnight?
Is it a midnight release? I don't know. For Black Widow?
Yeah.
Definitely got to go see that in the theater. And their tickets are on sale. And right now, if you go to the Alamo Draft House, they have spaced seating.
Oh, dope.
So fucking right. I'm
so
happy.
So basically, you should get your ticket ASAP.
Basically.
Okay, so we should.
I'm gonna go and enjoy myself. Have myself a nice little. That's my thing, man. I go see Marvel movies by myself because I don't want to explain nothing. And it's nothing against the people that I go see Marvel movies with. But usually, if I'm going to see a Marvel movie with somebody that's not like one of the fellas, then like they probably don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or
I'll
have an idea what's going on, but they don't know the intricacies of what's going on between like 15 movies.
So I'll probably go with you, but I don't want to sit next to you.
Dog, you can sit next to me in between the seat.
Yeah, so we yell
It's just
across
like going to the bathroom and piss.
yeah.
We don't stand next to each other. We got the space between us.
No, but if I wanted to make a comment, I'll just yell across the theater.
Don't do that. No, don't fucking. We're not doing this.
Why not?
We're not doing this.
I think it's a great idea.
No, that's not a great idea.
Actually, let's book our tickets. When are you going so we can make sure this happens?
July 9th.
But what time?
On your birthday.
Well, no shit. Like, what time?
Whoa. I don't know.
Oh, me
Listen,
neither.
I just know that I'm going July 9th.
Yeah. I'm excited to go to the movies, though.
Yeah, that's what
I think that's like...
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Actually, maybe it's not. I think going back to work full-time will be the final straw, and all right, we're back to normal.
Right. When is that for you?
Undecided?
Still.
Well, I'm gonna say undecided just in case somebody on my team finds out and they watch this video and they know the date.
Right. Cool.
I know when it is.
You know when the date is. Okay, that's all that matters. Yeah, man. I actually didn't do anything over the weekend. Nothing too crazy. Watched a lot of sports shit. Watched baseball. Watched my Red Sox destroy people. I watched UT baseball fucking destroy people. I watched UT softball went down.
That sucked.
It sucks.
Had a great season.
They had a great season. Watched a lot of rumors on like the upcoming E3. Dude, we got E3 starting basically.
I'm off Friday.
Basically tomorrow. Like
Thursday.
Thursday. I'm sorry.
Thursday
I'm thinking today is Wednesday. It's Thursday.
Yeah. Hashtag Be chaotic great.
Yeah.
That's basically when E3 starts.
Yeah, so
super excited,
dude. There's a lot of shit. If you guys are video game guys out there, like me and Harish, I've been in the video game industry for 9+ years. You've been in the video game industry basically the same. This time is either if you're a developer, you're really fucking stressed. If you work in the video game industry, kind of basically you're really stressed because it's a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like. Me and Tommy had a lot of conversation about a lot of shit that's speculated. We don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen until it happens, right? So it's exciting. It's exciting, but at the same time, like a lot of people.
It's the video game Super Bowl, right? So
basically, this is the kickoff to the new season.
It's a new season.
Yeah,
our pregame show is a week long. Right. So no, it's very interesting. I mean, from a gamer's perspective, I mean, just real quick, I think from a gaming perspective, for gamers' perspective, I think we should expect less from like a what's releasing this year standpoint.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right.
We have to understand the world shut down for a whole year.
But we should be excited. I think we're going to get a lot of content because the world's been shut down for so long. Developers have been kind of head in their book. So I think from that perspective, we should expect a lot, but we shouldn't expect a lot this year.
Right.
I think for the most part, I don't anticipate surprises. As far as like, hey, we're gonna shadow drop this today.
Right.
Unless EA's got some July 22nd, NCAA July 22nd. The timing's kind of interesting.
That is around the time the NCAA drops.
It's about a week or so.
About a week off. Yeah, it's about a week off.
But the only shadow drop I can see on that for NCAA is, hey, NCAA's back. NCAA 14 is now backwards compatible. Like, that's the only shadow drop I can see.
Yeah.
And that's still a month away, right? So,
yeah.
Battlefield, is Battlefield tomorrow?
Battlefield is tomorrow,
bro. So E3 does start tomorrow.
E3 starts fucking tomorrow, bro.
I'm so excited. But yeah.
I can't confirm or deny you and I both know usually what happens after E3, or usually after there's an announcement for Battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm not going to relay any information because I don't want to burn any bridges, and I want people to continue to tell me shit. So
got it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Dude, yesterday, also, if you weren't paying attention, and I shot you the information, this is public information, so I can say this out loud. Yesterday, EA just dropped a link on Twitch for 10 minutes and said, hey, go sign up. Oh,
is this the what we think is the Madden beta?
Yes, it can't be anything else. consoles. I can't confirm or deny it. I cannot confirm.
So here's what's interesting. And I think a couple of rumors about this, right? Mm-hmm. So when you go sign up, there's only 2 options: Xbox or PlayStation.
Right.
And strategically, they put Xbox One or PlayStation 4. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, it said PlayStation 5 for me.
Did it?
Yep.
Okay. I think all EA games are going to be cross-platform this year. And you know what? They're going to show it off with Battlefield tomorrow.
That would be fucking amazing.
Right?
Because it keeps people that aren't able to get a hold of these consoles, in the loop, right? Yeah. And that's the whole deal, right? We want to not alienate, although I wouldn't mind it because we as a collective have next gen consoles. Yeah. And we did what we needed to do to get them.
I think the availability of consoles is going to start occurring. At a much higher rate. I'm not saying it like readily available,
according to Sony's shareholders, at the shareholder meeting a couple weeks ago, they were like, it's still going to be as hard as it is to get it.
As hard?
Yeah.
Interesting.
As hard.
I would think it would. I would think it would be a little bit. Well, I mean, we're not really open yet.
Nope.
So. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think, as we get towards the end of the year, I feel like that's when the factories will start opening. Mm-hmm. So maybe we are probably like next year E3.
Hopefully.
Console should
Hopefully. Because I want people to be able to experience what I've experienced as far as, just being able to do things at a swifter pace. It is so refreshing to be able to be like, all right, let me turn this game on right quick. Yeah. And then you fire up and you're in the game in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so I still feel like there's a bunch of games that don't use quick resume correctly.
You know what I realized?
The one game that uses it very well
is the show.
And
it uses it fantastic. You know what I found out this morning? I was playing Fight Night, and that shit works fantastic.
So
it utilizes quick resume.
So it's usually the games that are optimized for Series X.
That game is not optimized.
That's what I'm saying. So the games that are the ones that are having issues with it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
All my backwards compatible games were great.
Dude, that game looks very good. And Fight Night Champion is 11 years old almost. 10 years old. Came out in 2011.
Yeah. So the show uses it. Outriders actually uses it really well. Mm-hmm. It just gets you to the main screen, right? Which is still in itself
right.
All it can do because it's server-based game.
Right,
you still have to sign into the server.
Right.
I think they're getting better. I know there's a couple more updates they want to put out. Mm-hmm. I think I'm finally in that window where it's like I have to get a PlayStation 5.
Right.
Because looking at games like Horizon and Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank comes out on Friday.
So looking at games like that,
and Guilty Gear Strive comes out Friday.
I don't care about that. But looking at games like that are like exclusive to the PlayStation, that's where their bread and butter is.
Right.
I don't think they do a great job with their multi-platform games.
No, they're terrible. They're ass with their multiplayer games as well.
So yeah, their bread and butter is single player experiences, which is what those games are.
Right.
The new Horizon looks fantastic.
Yeah, and it was only, like I told you earlier,
it was only at 720p.
It was only at 720p during the conference. It's at 4K now.
Yep. So yeah, super excited for E3. I've taken basically Friday to Wednesday off.
Jeez.
So I'm not missing a beat.
All right.
I will be in bed all weekend.
Before we move on, do you have an E3 prediction?
A wild prediction?
Yeah. Give me one. Anything, randomly, and I'm gonna give you one.
It's really hard because of COVID, right?
Right. Or just tell me what you want to see.
I really want to see, and we won't see this. There is this game that was shown off, and I think I showed it to you. It was like a ninja type game. It had like a very Ninja Gaiden feel to it.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of it.
Okay.
But I really want to see more from this game. And I'm hoping it's like a next-gen only game.
What game was it?
It's like something. I don't even remember. I have to go back and find it. It's not something that's like anybody would know.
Okay.
I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw it and I was like, this game looks sick. And I want to see more from this game. It's one of those games where if I see it, I know.
Is it the game with the monkey?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I really
want
want
to see that game too.
And I want to see him reveal
fantastic.
it. I think it was made by Capcom.
I don't remember who it was made by, but I do remember looking at it. It looks phenomenal, and it was a game from Japan.
Yeah, it's a game from Japan.
Right.
Let's see. I'll look it up.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and make my prediction. I have three. And I was talking to Tommy about this. Number one, I think Microsoft releases or reveals their next series controller.
These.
I think we get to see
the Elite 3?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be available when they talk about it, but I do believe it will be available at a later date.
Okay.
So maybe in the fall, maybe spring of 2022. But I feel like we'll get to at least see it.
Okay.
The second thing is that I believe that we will see a slew of titles, and I'm not saying this is going to be at EA. I'm just going to say that this is what I feel is going to happen within the next month at EA Play. I believe truly in my soul that we're going to see the return of EA Big.
Oh, the studio. You know,
Which
and you know
the
what?
return of NBA Street, FIFA Street, NFL Street.
It's interesting
SSX.
because they acquired that studio that makes arcade type games.
Mm-hmm.
So they turned. So the game is called Black Myth Wukong.
There we go.
This is a game. It's actually slotted for release in 2023.
Jeez, man.
But the game looks so.
It looks good.
And then they've showed in gameplay trailers.
Yeah,
so I think we'll see something, right? It'll be
good.
like a. I don't know where we see it, how we see it. It's supposed to be.
We got to see 15 minutes of it when it debuted.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was fantastic.
Amazing. It looks so good.
But yeah, I definitely want to see that. I definitely want to see more of that.
I don't think we will, but that's if there is a game I really want to see, it's that game.
My last prediction is that I believe that we're going to see something from Kojima and Microsoft.
Yeah, there's been rumors about some collaboration there.
I did a little bit of research on the way over here, and it just seems, it really seems like they're doing a number, like they're working on something very big.
Yeah,
and Microsoft. Apparently, what caught Kojima's eye with Microsoft is their cloud save abilities and how they have that in line. How it's better, according to what I was listening to on the way here. Basically, the guy was saying like how Microsoft basically has everything in line when it comes to like cloud saves, when it comes to transferring of data, everything that PlayStation doesn't have, right?
Because it's Microsoft.
Because it's Microsoft.
And I don't think Sony will ever catch up to that because Microsoft has their own cloud team.
Right.
So the Xbox studios, like, they're not the ones that are doing this, right? They're basically, they have a cloud team that builds this, and then the Xbox studios just gather the APIs from it and say, redo this, redo that, whatever the case may be.
Right,
Obviously, it's a lot more intricate than that, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, they have the infrastructure. So.
Right. And
Sony will never catch up to that.
Apparently, this game that is supposedly supposed to come out between Microsoft and Kojima is going to be heavily based on the cloud. Cool. And Kojima likes the fact that he can utilize the cloud in a video game. He just thinks that that's pretty cool. So he wants to utilize that. So moving right along, let's talk to the native Mavs fan. I want to check on your mental. As we discussed it, why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm just looking.
No, he looking at me like he got some hate in his heart. How you feeling? The Mavs went down in the 7-game series on Sunday.
Yeah.
It sucks because I definitely thought they should have put him away 2 games ago. Yeah. As a not Mavericks fan, as a guy that doesn't really have a team a dog in the race, from the outside looking in, they were still the better team. They just happened to get cold at the wrong time,
which is basically every game, right? So, and it wasn't just the team.
It was just I felt like it was like crucial points in the game, like closing. Yeah, like they didn't close it out, and they were and
Well, except for game 1 and game 2, because game 1, game 2.
Game 1 and game 2, they put their throats, they put their necks
Yeah.
on their throats and and then
after that,
iced them out.
yeah.
Those were blowouts. I thought it was going to be a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah.
At that point, I thought the Clippers may get one game and that's about it. But how do you feel about how the series went?
So it's actually really interesting. There's a couple things, right? So I was listening to the Locked On Mavs podcast. Shout out to them.
The Locked On Mavs.
Yeah.
Didn't know that they had a podcast.
So I mean, it's just like it's the Locked On group, right? They have all sorts of teams, right?
Right.
They said something today that I thought was very interesting, and they said guys like Dorian Finney-Smith and Quentin Richardson and guys like this are basically having to elevate their intended roles, right? So, for an example, Dorian Finney-Smith on any normal team would probably be like a 6 or a 7, an 8, maybe
6 or 7 man in the rotation.
He's now having to be a 3, right, or act as a 3 or a 4, right? So he's having to elevate his role to fit the fact that we don't have that.
Right.
Same thing with Hardaway and KP.
Right.
Like where people think and they're perceiving that Hardaway and KP are like KP is supposed to be a 2, when ideally he should actually be a 3, a third option.
Right.
So
I always thought that Kristaps Porzingis was a great option to have, but I mean, if I'm from the outside looking in, I've always looked at the pecking order for the Mavs, this year's Mavs team, as Luka, of course, Hardaway, then Porzingis.
And then, but so even Hardaway though, right?
Right.
On any other team, Hardaway's not a 2.
No.
He's a solid because he's the guy that it's like, if you give us 20 points, we're routing your ass.
Yeah, we're getting out. Yeah.
But if you don't, it's okay.
He's a J.R. Smith.
Yeah. I think he's a little bit better than that. I think
he's dude. Hardaway has some streaky moments.
I guess J.R. Smith in his prime, yeah.
J.R. Smith was a wing defender, and he could hit threes.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah, that's what Hardaway. And again, it's not a bad thing, right?
No. I'm not.
I'm not. Those types of players.
When I give him that comparison, I'm not dissing him.
Oh no.
I liked Hardaway.
Yeah.
I liked Hardaway when he was in New York. I just thought it was a terrible fit.
Yeah. So I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think we get rid of KP.
He's not happy right now. That's been reports that he's not happy.
He's not happy because he's not being used.
He's not available to be used.
Correct. So there's a couple things to this, right? He's played the majority of this last part of the season. This is his first offseason in 3 years where he's actually healthy.
Yeah.
So he's not going into the offseason having to rehab.
Right.
He's actually going into it thinking, all right, what do I need to do to get better?
Right.
I think this is his first offseason to do that as a Maverick. So I think Dallas kind of looks at it as, okay, we have an offseason where we can actually go in and try to improve this guy.
Right.
And not have to just like slot him into the lineup or bring him out of the line, whatever the case might be, right?
Right.
I think this is a big offseason. Here's the thing. I don't think Mark Cuban gives up on this that easy.
I don't think he should. I mean, that's not a bad team.
It's not. So I think
we've been talking about how they've been wrecked by. They could have possibly had a way better seed.
They could have been a third seed.
They could have been a third seed for sure.
And that chemistry probably changes, right?
Right. You went a whole month without fucking playing, basically.
KP was out for the first, basically half of the season.
Yeah. He didn't come back
in an already
January.
shortened year.
So March
February, almost March. Right?
Yeah.
In an already shortened year.
Right.
Again, because he was rehabbing.
Right.
So I think the way
shorter rehab periods too.
Right.
You got a way shorter rehab period.
So I think the way Cuban sees it is, look, I've invested in this guy. I'm not just going to throw it away.
Right.
Let him actually use it. If I'm going to give him a true off season to say, what are you going to do to get better, and to help him.
Dude needs to gain some weight.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he needs to go work with Dirk. I think he has very Dirk-like abilities, potential. From a shooter, how to use your size correctly, how to get yourself, how to make yourself useful.
Nobody's blocking his ass.
And how do you he had moments in the series where he would back somebody down and turn around and shoot and it wouldn't fall. Like, how do you make those shots fall? I think there's opportunities there.
But I think I remember seeing
and it's kind of a mindset.
I remember
thing.
seeing something like that. Him getting in the paint and then backing somebody down. That's not his game, though.
It's not.
His game is face up. He's going to face you, and he's going to spread the floor.
And you see that when he backs down, right? He turns around and he shoots.
Yeah.
But even those moments where he just turns around and shoots.
He's extremely awkward. You know who I think he should work with? He should work with Hakeem Olajuwon.
He could work with Hakeem. He needs to work with somebody to help him figure out how to use his size properly.
Right.
Dirk is obviously the guy that comes to mind because
he's a Mav. Right.
Hakeem could help. There's different things he can do.
Right.
But the thing is, he actually has the opportunity to do it.
Right.
Because he's not rehabbing.
Yeah.
So I think they'd give that a shot.
Yeah.
I think what they also need to do is go find a true two.
I believe that.
And they have room for a max contract. So.
You gonna go try to get Dame Dollar?
But Dame Dollar, does that help? Because he would want the ball. So does Luka. Luka demands the ball. I was thinking Kemba Walker.
Okay.
Kemba's from Dallas.
But Kemba he demands the ball too.
He does.
When that Boston team was rolling,
but
earlier this year, it was rolling because Kemba was having some spectacular ass nights, dog.
But at the same time, though, if Kemba didn't have the ball, right? Nobody else was going to roll it. Jason Tatum can create his own shot,
right?
But Kemba could set him up, right?
Right.
In this offense, Kemba could kind of play two roles, right? He could, and him and Doncic could both play two roles.
Right.
I can either set it up, or I could. If I distribute, I know somebody's there to do it.
Right.
Consistently.
Right.
Right. Jason Tatum had some great games.
Yes, he did.
He also had some shitty games.
Very much so.
Right? And I think Jaylen Brown plays a bit in that. Yeah. So I think Kemba's a good fit.
Do you think he stays in Boston after them,
Boston is really hard to tell what they're gonna do. I think another thing.
How the fuck are they supposed to be successful? They can't keep a coach in the fucking office.
Brad Stevens was there for 10 years.
Brad Stevens said, "I'm tired," and he got a promotion and failing.
I know, but 10 years that's pretty solid. It's not like he was only there for 3 years and he's like, "Peace out," right? Brad Stevens was there for a long time. He left the year after Butler failed the second time. I think that was 2012, 2011.
Right.
That's 10 years. That's solid.
That's a long time.
That is a long time, right? I also think we need a true big man, and I think the name that's floating around is John Collins from Atlanta, who doesn't want to come back to Atlanta.
Have you seen what's going on in Atlanta?
That's great. Because he has playoff success doesn't mean he does.
I'm talking about he's not getting playing time because of
Trae Young.
Yeah.
So John Collins doesn't want to go back. I think that's a good fit. If we can, the other thing that will help KP is if we can get a true center that truly occupies.
So
the post.
who are you going to get as a true center?
John Collins, who occupies the post and can play the post.
You want John Collins?
I do.
Nah. Okay. I'm not feeling that.
Or John Collins. Another option is Miles Turner is another option.
Now Miles Turner.
That's another guy.
He wants out of Indy.
Yeah.
He's done.
Another guy I'd really be interested in is Hassan Whiteside. These are just types. These are the types of guys that I'm looking for in that position.
Hassan Whiteside, man. He has so much promise.
Yeah, he got hurt. So these. I'm not saying those are like John Collins, Miles Turner, Hassan Whiteside. This is the type of person I'm looking for. You need a big body guy that's going to occupy the post.
You need somebody like Capella, dog.
Clint Capella would be great. And here's the thing, right?
Capella's balling.
Yeah. That's why John Collins isn't doing well, because Capella's balling, right? So what do they need Collins for?
Doing his thing, dog.
Yeah. So, but we need a guy like that. That way, if Kristaps isn't in the post, you don't have a gap there.
Right.
So we do need a true center, because Kristaps is not a true center.
He's not.
And then you need a number two. I think if you can get those guys in free agency this year or trades this year.
If you get that, you basically have an all-star team.
Yeah, we're good. And then you can move guys like Dorian Finney-Smith down the rotation a little bit. A guy you can bring back Jalen Brunson, who's a free agent this year, who is going to get a lot of interest. That dude was balling this year.
Yeah.
He struggled a little bit in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to keep in mind it's his first playoffs. He was out last year.
Right.
So he's kind of a rookie when it comes to that, right? He had good moments. He just couldn't get things to fall. You have pieces, right? It's a matter of getting the right pieces in the right place now.
Right.
And that's what Donnie Nelson talked about is how do we get the right pieces in the right place?
Adding to your core without fucking up the what's the word? I'm looking for it. It's like the chemistry.
Yeah.
How can you add to how can you add to a team that is pretty solid? I've watched a lot of their games. They're really solid.
They're good, but they're also inconsistent.
They're inconsistent, but they do have some chemistry.
Sure.
There's a lot of chemistry there.
Yeah.
The way that the on-ball screening of Hardaway and Luka is something that looks amazing.
So Luka and Hardaway
Luka coming off the screen with Hardaway being the primary ball handler is fucking crazy.
Luka and Boban, dude, like their pick and roll is nasty.
Dude,
that's why if you can find a center that can do that, and just let Kristaps hang out, and then occasionally switch it up, you're good, man.
Because most people it's crazy because watching the Clippers, what hurt them ended up being a strength because they ended up what was hurting them in the past, it wasn't hurting them later on.
Right.
So basically, and we talked about this as it was happening.
Yeah.
So Hardaway comes up. Beverly is on Hardaway. Then you got Luka, and Luka was being guarded by Kawhi. They run a pick and roll. He slips under, so Beverly slips under. So now Beverly's under.
Yeah. And Luka gets what he wants.
Luka gets what he wants because he's bigger.
And he can do whatever. He can shoot, he can pass.
But in the last two games, Kawhi stayed. Beverly,
most of the time. More often than he used to. Yeah. I changed the series.
And then he changed it up, and that changed.
But even then, at that point, Luka still put up 46.
I mean, let's be completely honest. He did put up 29 in the first half of the last game, Game 7. He put up 29 points.
There were a couple times in that series where I'm like, dude, Luka's going for 60.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah.
It looked like, because he was hot. Dude.
Yeah, so imagine if you had a true post guy, right? So here's the other thing. If you imagine you had a true post guy like Boban. Right. Obviously, Boban is 7'3". He's a little older, so he's not as agile. Right. But if you had a Miles Turner who can impact the paint, right?
Right.
And then you keep Kristaps outside.
Yeah.
If you want to double down,
so you're going to put Kristaps at the 4, and you're going to put Miles Turner at the 5.
Exactly. And what you do is, and then you can keep Kristaps out there, right? Cool. Come down and double. You can't double Luka because now you got somebody down low.
Okay.
Can't double Miles Turner because now you have Kristaps.
So are you going to keep Luka at the point, or are you going to have him at 2?
Hell yeah, no. You keep Luka at the point. You go get a Miles Turner. Keep KP out there. Go get a true number 2 that can also score, right? So again, here's the thing: every time Luka should average 20 assists in this series.
Okay, so give me your top 3 number 2s before we move on to the Lakers.
Top 3?
Yeah, give me 3 2s.
Kemba.
Okay.
I wouldn't even call him 2. I would take shooters, right? I think an interesting shooter for us is Buddy Hield. He's not a 2, but he's a shooter. He's a pure shooter. Yeah. So Buddy Hield would be great.
I mean, he's a point guard, but I mean, shit.
I mean, when I mean 2, I'm looking for a LeBron KD partner or a LeBron AD partner, right?
Right.
Well, when I mean 2, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Right. A guy who can create his own shot.
Right.
Because right now Luka's the only guy that can do it. KP could probably develop it, but
KP can do it when he's healthy.
Right. So
we've seen it. We got to see it.
Oh, yeah, we've seen it before his ACL.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
Flashes of defense. He played really good defense.
The last 3 games, he was really good.
Really good. Yeah. Really good in defense.
He's starting to get back into that thing. Mm-hmm. He has an off season, so we'll see. So I think Kemba would be a great fit. Kemba was supposed to come to Dallas, if you don't remember.
Yeah, he was. Could I throw a name out there and just as a number 2, let me see how you would react to it. He doesn't currently play a number 2, but his natural spot is a 2 guard, and that's Russell Westbrook.
You go back into that issue of Russell needs the ball. He demands the ball, and he demands the ball at a rate so I feel like it is a detriment to somebody like Luka.
Okay.
I think you saw it in Houston at times. I think that's why Harden and Russell Westbrook didn't work.
Okay.
Because so does KD demand the ball? Yes.
Right, but he also plays off the ball.
Exactly.
Right.
He's an off-ball player. So he demand the ball? Yes, but he can also still create a shot without the ball.
Gotcha.
That's why I think Kimba would be somebody that's interesting.
Right.
I think Kimba can create his own shot off the ball as well.
Okay.
I think Buddy Hield as a shooter is interesting.
Right.
I think he would have to take a major pay cut and like be like a 4th or 5th option, like a bench. I think a great 6-man option for us would be C.J. McCollum.
Okay.
But he would have to be willing to take a pay cut and be a bench player.
He's
6th man of the year.
He's not gonna fucking do that
because he sucks as a starter. Dude is ass trash. Like I'm tired of watching that dude.
Do you think C.J. McCollum is that trash?
He's ass shit.
C.J. McCollum is not bad, bro.
It's been how many years? It's been what 4 of the last 5 years. Portland's been knocked out of the first round,
and he hasn't been the main reason.
Yes, he has.
I don't think so.
In most of those situations, you be like, man, Dame is doing all this. CJ's over here bricking shots, step on the fucking out of bounds line with 10 seconds to go, like just doing stupid shit, like.
Boy, you got some hot takes.
I think C.J. McCollum is a very good B player.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But he has sometimes lapses that make him look like a C player.
Oh my gosh.
Like C.J. McCollum in the play. When's the last good playoffs C.J. McCollum had? Like you were just like, damn, he's really
last year. Last year. Did we forget the first round? Did we forget it?
Clearly, because I don't remember doing a damn thing.
He was not the main reason why they lost. The main reason why they lost is because they got gassed. All of them were gassed.
I don't remember that. Okay, so 1 out of the last 6 years. Awesome, bro. We're still shooting.
All right, moving right along because this guy he's got some shit to get off his chest. We're gonna move to the Lakers. I think this is very, very. I think this is the easiest thing to see, or the easiest thing to I guess I don't even know what to say, but basically I feel like Anthony Davis went down. They lost their chances. Boom. That's it. I didn't think they had enough firepower without Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Not saying that LeBron is washed or anything like that because I don't believe that. But I think there are people that are not the anomaly, and I think LeBron James is one of them. But his cast of players, Kyle Kuzma was absolute dog doo-doo. I mean, even other players, even other NBA players were like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
Did you see that play where he had like a fast break and he was like dribbling and it looked like a little 2-year-old dribbling and then hit the rim on the layup? I was like, what is this guy doing?
Dude, what threw me off is that he got the fast break, he had the layup.
That's what I mean. And then he hit the rim or something.
Dude, it just went out of bounds.
I don't know, dude.
It just went out of bounds.
So we talk about, again, Kyle Kuzma.
I think the Suns,
player.
The Suns boat raced them.
Yeah.
The last game.
The last 2 games.
Well, yeah, the last 2 games. It was, and of course, without AD, I don't know.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Dude, AD, something is not right.
Even with AD, dude, AD is like at 100%. Sometimes feels like he's like off in his own world. That's why I don't think that's why it worked out in New Orleans, right? I also think this is the supporting cast around the team this year.
Need a better point guard.
Was worse than it was last year,
dude.
Dennis Schroeder.
Shit the bed.
Yeah.
Again,
like I just.
This guy. Oh, my bad.
I just don't know what Dennis Schroeder thinks sometimes. Like, he drives to the basket and like tries to lay the ball up in triple teams. Like, I don't know.
What does that make,
What are you playing?
Wait for it.
Brother, this guy stinks.
Pretty much.
I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
So Dennis Schroeder, like, he'll do like this really nice crossover and then tries to lay it up in triple team. Like, bro, what are you doing, my guy?
This dude literally tried to go up against Ake. Two players crashing on the inside.
Yeah.
He tried to split both of them in the paint when they were down by 7.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, dude? Why are you doing this? And it's just like, if I was LeBron, I'd fucking give up too. Fuck these guys, dude. Like, dog, like, what are you, like...
So this is what's really interesting about LeBron. And why, 18 years later, why we harp on it, I don't understand. Like, yes, LeBron's going to get up. He's going to walk away. This is what he does.
Yeah.
This is who he is. He is a sore loser. We know this.
I don't think he's a sore loser, but I do think there are times where he just fucking gives up.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. Like, he knows it's obviously like, God damn, fuck.
To him, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Well, I don't know if that's the right phrase. To him, he's like, look, I can go out there and like put up 30 in the next 10 minutes, but it's not going to matter.
Right.
Because these fucking losers can't do shit.
Right. They don't.
It's not worth the time,
Dude,
or the energy.
He's done that for so long.
Yeah, it doesn't
He's
surprise
done
me
that.
anymore.
You got to think when he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He gets to Cleveland. He gets drafted. They get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They win. They do good. Then they do it again, and then they do it again, and then they run into the Spurs. Bust off.
Yep.
Fucking ran about that bitch. The Spurs.
That was a very talented Spurs team, and it was the big three in their prime.
That was
So yeah, I mean,
that was trash.
you can't say nothing, right?
That was probably the most boring
So-
boring finals ever.
So yeah, I mean, also part of me thinks they just need to blow it up.
Ooh. What the hell? So where do you start? Who do you
Get rid of LeBron, trade him off.
Get rid of LeBron.
Trade him off.
Where does he go? LeBron to New York. Make LeBron a New York Knick. That's what the NBA needs.
Right?
The Knicks versus the Nets.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The only other thing I think they can do to save it is pray that the Jazz boat race the Clippers, because I don't think the Clippers are that good, and then just be like, "Yo, Kawhi, you can opt out this year. Come do it right the way you were supposed to.
Come to LA. Come be a Laker.
Come wear the right colors at the Staples Center." That's the only way I
Leave
feel.
PG high and dry.
Fuck that guy. PG sucks ass from straw too anyway.
Dog, Pandemic P won a series, man. He won a damn.
Where he shot
series,
4 for
man.
15 in Game 7.
Dude, he looked.
Paul George was dog shit. Outside of like Game 4 where they won by 80, he was dog shit. This solidified to me. Paul George couldn't score against a fucking bunch of C+, B- scrubs, and he's terrible. He's a playoff choker.
Paul George
He's
ain't been
guy.
the same since he's been in Indiana.
The thing about Paul
I don't think
George,
there was much pressure on him in Indiana compared.
Yeah,
to
because they suck. Nobody fucking watched
Dude,
Indiana.
Indiana was formidable when
Until when they got Victor Oladipo for like 2 years, they were good.
Yeah.
And then Paul George got hurt, and then they haven't been relevant since.
Right. Victor Oladipo, where's he at? He's in Miami, right?
Oh, is he? The way Miami played against Milwaukee, I would have never known.
Milwaukee's getting ran through too.
KD's on.
He fucking mixed up Giannis last night. It was.
I don't watch. You know how I watch the Eastern Conference? On Twitter. They'd be like, "Hey man, you watching the game? Man, I ain't watching this shit."
Oh shit! Oh,
Bro, it's
man.
30-0 in the first quarter.
Oh my
I'm not
god!
watching that.
All right, let's move along from that.
It's a blowout before, like imagine being a fan of the team that's losing in that series, right? You like go to the home game, and you know how some people are just kind of late because there's traffic and shit.
Right.
You fucking walk into the arena and you're already down 20.
Dude, you know who needs to get their team blown up? The fucking Sixers. Get rid of Ben Simmons' bitch ass. This
What's wrong with
motherfucker
that
played a
dude?
whole. He played a whole game and didn't make a three. He didn't attempt a three at all.
Well, he's only shot
Nobody.
10
You know who the
threes.
only person to do that
career.
in NBA history?
Yeah.
And had 55 points. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Oh, cool. By the way, the Sixers are up by 20.
What? Wait, is Embiid playing? Is Embiid playing?
Oh no, they're up by 20. Who fucking cares? Like it's like the 8th blowout in a row.
I mean, I will say that the East has let me down.
When have they not let you down? The only time the East has been fun to watch is when LeBron was on the East.
Nah, dog.
I don't enjoy Giannis getting blown out by 20.
No. The Pistons, when they were on the World Tour, spanking everybody's ass.
That was before LeBron.
That was during LeBron.
No, that was like early LeBron, right?
Yeah.
And then the Celtics, that was cool. That was fun.
The Celtics run, the Jason Kidd led Knicks were great.
You mean Nets?
No, this is when he was on the Knicks.
Oh yeah, he did have a short stint.
Yeah, the short stint on the Knicks. The Vince Carter Toronto Raptors. The Dwight Howard Orlando Magic team.
Oh, that was a fun team.
Were fucking amazing.
I'm talking about like today.
Oh yeah. Fuck that.
I'm talking like the last 5 years.
Oh wait. We gotta give a shout out to Blake fucking Griffin, dude.
Yeah, Blake Griffin actually remembered he had an NBA career.
Dude, you want to talk about a motherfucker? Dog, I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Winning rejuvenates you.
Dog.
Winning
When
rejuvenates
you get money,
Yeah.
it does something to you. When you get, and hopefully it does something for the positive. Hopefully you don't become a dick. When you start winning, bro, everything tastes better.
It does.
Your food tastes better.
Right.
Your water's colder. The champagne is crisper.
It's much more fun
Everything
driving home.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Driving home.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're not all of a sudden thinking about fucking 3 o'clock traffic.
I've been on both sides of the spectrum,
Yeah.
right? When I was in high school, there was times where we were losing games. I went to Lanier for a bit, but then we had a stint where we were winning. And when we won,
You're just hanging out with your boys.
We
It's
man, we
fun.
in the fucking paper, bro.
Yeah, you're on the practice
We
field.
had NFL players at our games.
You're warming up and you fucking throwing the ball from 50 yards for shits and giggles.
Exactly.
Having
Practice
trick
is better.
shots.
R.I.P. to Dennis Cedar. Coaching is a lot. You take coaching a lot better. When I was playing semi-pro ball, everything was better.
Hey, I like doing this. How do we keep doing it?
We were destroying people.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad.
You're taking trips to Florida. You were flying on planes.
We were
and
going to
shit.
Louisiana's.
Yeah.
We were going to Florida's. R.I.P. Coach McAfee. Everything is just better.
Yeah.
And you're a little bit more juice. You got a little bit more age. You feel like you can turn it on.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, we'll be completely honest. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to the Warriors. The Warriors didn't give a fuck back then. They just showed up and they were like, all right, we got these two guys right here.
Yeah.
We got this other guy that's a fucking goon. He'll take anybody's ass out. We got a head coach that's been God knows how many finals.
Yeah.
He's coached in so many finals.
Yeah. I got a dude that can shoot from anywhere on the court
We got two.
with his eyes closed.
We got two guys that can shoot from 50.
They can shoot from 5. They can shoot from 500.
It don't matter. And if one's off, the other one's gonna be on. One can dunk.
Yeah.
One's 6'10", the other one's 6'3". One's quick. One can do both.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter.
They can get the ball to each other. They can shoot with their eyes.
We're not gonna appreciate that team until they get a documentary like The Last Dance, and then I think
That's gonna be a long time
And
before
it'll
that.
be a long time from now. Hopefully they documented that shit. But because I don't get me wrong,
I'm very interested how their practices went. Steve was basically like, hey.
it was probably the loosest practice you ever. Dude, when you
Hey guys, you guys want to listen? Hey, you guys seen this new YouTube video?
No, do you remember the Vince Young days? Do you remember the Cole McCoy days?
Yeah.
We went to fucking practices and fucking orange and white games. Them motherfuckers was dancing.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers was having a good time.
I watched
Motherfuckers
the
had
YouTube video.
celebrities on the side. Matthew McConaughey chilling. Mac Brown he got a play card. A play card. This fucking big. A play card.
Give the ball to Vince.
Get a sweep.
Yeah.
Read option.
Yeah.
Throw it to Lyman Swede.
Right.
Throw it to
that
Quan
bitch up.
Cosby.
Yeah.
like
Run a slant route to Quan.
somebody give the ball to Jamal Charles. Like
That was fun.
That's what it is.
I think Texas football is heading in that direction again.
I hope so. I sure the fuck hope so, because Paul Feinbaum doesn't think that way.
Well, I mean,
Have you heard what Paul? Do you want to hear what Paul Feinbaum?
You want to know how much I care about what Paul Feinbaum says? I listen to Paul Feinbaum as much as I. Actually, I don't want to say that on the air, so we won't say that. But yeah.
Were you finna say the P word?
No.
Oh. No. The M word?
Why would I say that?
I don't fucking know.
What the hell is wrong with you?
That's a track, man. That ain't us, man.
Look, man. Look, I watch
Over a decade.
I'd rather watch paint dry than listen to this motherfucker.
Let's just hear what he has to say real quick.
Mute.
Well, the pressure, Greeny, in the way the program questions that I asked him, said they had a great spring. Throw it into Texas.
I'd rather listen to
and it's
Chris Collinsworth commentate a game than this motherfucker.
Here with us on Get Up, and Heather certainly
Oh
are
my
outlining
God.
it well there. For the fans across the country who don't fully understand the dynamic.
Here we go.
All right, so Paul, let's talk about the expectations. We all understand they are Texas-sized. Are they realistic?
They are not. Texas is no big deal other than to Texas fans. This is not a relevant program anymore, Greeny. And go back to 2013 when Texas people fired Mac Brown. He didn't resign. He was shown the door. The same Mac Brown who now has North Carolina in the top 10. Texas can't even win its own state anymore. It lost two of its best players to Alabama. It's pathetically behind Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. It's way, way behind their biggest rival up in Norman, Oklahoma. Texas is fighting for third at best in its own league, and I don't really see a clear path. I think Sark is a very good coach, but let's be honest, Hembo could have coached that offense last year at Alabama.
Oh, my goodness. So let me ask you, Paul, is he the...
Who?
Hembo, which is a statistician that works at ESPN. So yeah, Paul Feinbaum.
So you know he works for ESPN, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Nobody gives a shit about what he says.
Okay. Yeah. Moving right along then.
Yeah. Next topic. Fucking Max Kellerman works there, so that shows the quality of people that they get at ESPN.
There we go. Let's continue to get the fuck shit out the way, man. Julio, he's a Titan. How do you feel?
Until that defense can stop a nosebleed, I don't give two shits who they bring on the offense.
My sentiments exactly. I don't even need to really worry about the defense. It's that you have a brand new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Your offensive coordinator is going to want to put his stamp on that offense.
And I bet the thing that he does is he puts Ryan Tannehill behind that dog shit offensive line and be like, sit in that pocket and throw that bitch.
That
and
offensive
get
line
hit.
really ain't that dog shit.
That's bad. Taylor Lewan's 33 coming off an ACL.
Okay. ACLs aren't
Who
the
else
same.
do they have on that offensive line?
ACLs are not the same.
They
as used to
lost their starting right tackle, lost their starting right guard. They had to go draft a left tackle, convert him over to right tackle. They have their center, who's also above 30.
I mean, dog.
I think Derrick Henry.
We just saw Donald Penn retire, bro. Donald Penn.
That's fine.
Played for a very long time.
So you know how Andrew Luck hid how bad a lot of the flaws were on the Colts for a long time? Mm-hmm. That's what Derrick Henry is doing for the Titans.
They're creating holes.
Derrick Henry is fucking creating his own holes by stiff arming and running for 90 yards. He stiff arms one dude and there's nothing else there. A lot of the times. Go look at his big runs. He's running to the... Derrick Henry rarely runs inside. He runs outside.
I know, because he's got the speed to run to the outside.
And he's fucking big as shit.
Right.
So there's holes because you're running outside a lot. So you're probably paying a lot of one-on-one blocking wise, right?
Dude, that's all you got.
Get rid of that guy on the end right there. I'll take care of the rest.
That's all you have to. That's all football is.
Oh, I know.
Dominate. Get to. If you can get the edge.
Yeah.
That's why everybody says. That's why they always say, set the edge. Set the fucking edge, right? That way, that if you set the edge, your linebackers can come in and they can fill in those holes where they're supposed to be shooting gaps,
right?
And they can clean up whatever else needs to be.
What I think they're trying to do now is saying, look, Derek, you're getting a little older. We understand you're still not human. We get it, but we don't want to. Do you realize Derrick Henry's carried the ball 1,000 times in the last 3 years? Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A fuck ton. So they're like, hey, we need to kind of slow your roll a little bit. So we're going to let Ryan
Derrick
Tannehill,
Henry's how old?
28, 27.
I think he's 27.
Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
He's not getting any younger.
No.
So he's big as shit. Like, I understand.
Right.
Right? But Tannehill's 33. And I think they're going to try to make him a pocket quarterback. And they don't have the lineman to block for. He was the second most sacked quarterback in the league last year. And now you're just going to say, all right, now sit back in the pocket and throw the ball deep.
Yeah, and then you also said that he was number 1 in play action pass.
He is.
And
So is he just going to throw 10 play action passes in the league?
Number 1. I mean, if it works.
All right, cool.
Dude, it fucking works for Tom Brady. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing
This is the thing that
Ryan Tannehill to Tom Brady. But he has Ryan Tannehill, if he can put the ball up there.
Yeah.
If he can put it up there, if he can keep his ass off the dirt, he has the greatest wide receiver to play in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Stat-wise.
Sure.
I'm not saying, I'm not trying to attack anyone. Stat-wise, they have, it's by the numbers.
Yeah.
At by the numbers on Twitter. They have a pie chart.
Yeah.
And in the top pie chart, in the right-hand corner,
Yeah.
we all know when you got the little diagram, if you're up here, you're good.
Yeah.
If you're back down here, you're good. I think I seen like some receivers. It was like Rowdy White. It was like some Marvin Harrison.
Hey,
some
prime
Reggie
Roddy
Waynes.
White was pretty damn good.
Prime Rowdy White had 2 years,
So
2011 and 2012.
So
it's
good.
fucking ridiculous. A little further up, believe it or not, was Des Bryant.
Oh, yeah, because he had a couple good years, too.
He had some good years. There was, of course, your Tyreek Hills.
Yep.
You had somebody else had a really good year. I can't remember who it is. Oh, Green Bay. Adams.
Devontae Adams. Yeah.
Devontae Adams. But in the top right,
yeah.
it's fucking Julio Jones by himself.
No, I get it.
Nobody
I think it's great. Again, until that defense can show me that they can stop 30 and 15, I don't give a fuck what their offense
What if they
does.
don't care about the defense? What if they say, we're going to put up numbers? This is what we're going to do. We're going to control the clock with our offense.
That would be the thing that they need to do.
Dude, if they can do that, they can win a lot of ball games.
They can.
And don't fuck up. We can win a lot of ball games.
We'll see.
So, but how do you feel about the trade?
I think, look, on paper it looks fantastic.
And on paper it looks fantastic. It does look good.
We'll see. Again, the
I
offense,
still don't trust a quarterback, and I think you're only as good as your quarterback.
I don't trust Ryan Tannehill either.
I don't.
Now, here's and I looked at Vegas odds since they still aren't favored over the Colts to win the South.
No, because everybody is saying that their defense is ass.
It's dog shit.
I mean, I don't watch the Tennessee Titans enough to be completely honest. I don't watch them enough to be like, oh, well, Kevin Byard. I mean, he's good.
Really good.
He's good.
He's really funny.
He's
I
a
like
fucking
Kevin
monster. Kevin Byard. I don't watch Kevin. I mean, outside of Kevin Byard and like when Kenny Vaccaro was there, I wasn't watching motherfuckers like, oh, they gonna be straight. Nah, I was like,
So here's the thing.
I watched the Titans to watch Derrick Henry.
Their defense was bad. They have a defensive coordinator who's new. They changed the entire defense.
Are they still in 3-4?
Yeah. They went and got,
They shouldn't have let go of Clowney, but they did get Bud Dupree.
who's coming off an ACL. Again, you said ACLs aren't bad.
ACLs
We'll see.
aren't bad.
I have this theory, and I'm not saying I love Bud Dupree personally. I still
Bud
think
Dupree's
that
awesome.
he benefited from TJ Watt. Do you disagree?
No, I think Bud Dupree's a fucking stud. And I think wherever you put him, he's going to be fucking fantastic.
We'll find out.
We're going to find out. Yeah.
I think that's what we're in.
Are you going to go to the Titans-Colts game?
Fuck yeah.
I think you need to go because good Lord.
I'm going to go fucking.
Good Lord.
And I want to go to the one.
I hope
in
that
Indy.
the fellas that you rock with on Mondays at the AFC South Fan Battle that is on YouTube and on YouTube and Facebook on Mondays. I don't know what time, but
9 Eastern.
9 Eastern, so that means 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you go with those guys.
I plan on it.
I want to be a fly on the wall when you face off with the Titan, whoever represents the Titans.
So my plan is to go to Titans Colts in Indy.
Okay.
I want to go to Titans Colts in Tennessee, but I'm actually.
Tennessee is fucking nice.
But I want to go to Rams Colts and watch Peyton Manning, Andrew James get their Hall of Fame rings. So that's good week 2, and we play the Titans week 3. So I can't, and it's also the week before the wedding, so I can't do that. So I'm going to Titans Colts.
You ain't getting that off.
Yeah.
They'll beat your ass.
So I'll go Titans Colts in Indy. I think it's November.
Okay.
Yeah, and usually it's that second one that matters, right?
Yep.
The first, I think we'll beat them the first one. It's too early in the season. They're already coming and beaten up. We're both going to be banged up. We got 2 tough games at the start.
Who do they play?
They have Seahawks and Cardinals. And we have Rams.
And they're going to be on their. That's
and they're both road games.
They're coming off 2 road games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a win
And
for
then-
y'all.
and then-
that's a long dude. That's,
And we're
that's,
coming-
the
we
West
play
Coast.
the-
They're probably going to stay over there. So that means they're going to fly.
Yep.
They're going to fly to Seattle.
Now they fly to Arizona.
Oh, they fly to Arizona first.
Yep.
Fly to Arizona. Hopefully that's not a Thursday night game.
No, it's Sunday.
Okay, so it's a Sunday night game. That'll probably be a Sunday night,
Sunday afternoon.
some type of game, especially if they have a winning record.
No, it's the first game of the year.
Oh shit, that's their opener.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then they go to Seattle.
and we don't know what they're gonna. We don't know what they look like.
And then they're going to go to Seattle.
And then they go to Seattle, which is another from Arizona to Seattle's a long flight. I don't even fucking know what it says.
And then
they have to fly back to the East Coast after that.
back to Tennessee.
Ooh.
Indy's at home their first 2 games.
And then they fly to,
And then we fly to Tennessee.
And then they fly Central. That's 3 tough ass games, dog. That could definitely be.
So I think we'll win the first one.
Yeah, I definitely think
The
we'll pull
second
that
one
off.
we'll see. Now the second one has the last 2 years decided. Well, it hasn't decided. Last year decided the division.
Right.
2 years ago it decided who went to the playoffs. Or sorry, 3 years ago, and that's when Andrew Luck slapped him. 3 years ago.
Right.
So I mean that second game's actually meant a lot.
Right.
And I see the same thing. And this is what I see with Tennessee. I think their offense has to carry them early, and their defense will come along. I still think both teams are like within a game of each other. Like I think Tennessee finishes 12-5, 11-6. I think Indy can finish 12-5, 11-6.
Yeah.
Like I honestly think it depends. Tennessee's ability to finish those 11-12 games though depends on how their offense plays. Now, if their offense comes out and they have slouches, they're not. They have. I think we went over it. They have that 4 or 5 game stretch where they play like banger after banger after banger.
Yeah.
Right. So even if their offense with all these weapons has no room to struggle.
Okay. So okay.
If I were to put it,
So you feel like you're gonna split?
I think so.
I mean, I respect that. I respect that.
Before that Julio Jones trade, I thought we were going to sweep him. But this
Okay.
Julio Jones trade, I think we split.
You think you split? Okay. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Especially early, dude. That's some tough ass road games.
Because before Julio,
that's tough games for anybody, right? Like it doesn't matter if you're on the West Coast or not. You're going up to Seattle. You're going to the Big Toaster.
Yeah.
Those are tough games. Away games, especially in Seattle and Arizona, they have really good fan bases. They show up.
Yep.
It's going to be 100% crowds.
It's going to be insane.
And it's going to be fucking insane.
So, as we talk about Tennessee's defense, right?
Right.
I think it's now fair to say Indy's offense, we don't know what it's going to be.
We don't, because it's Carson's first year.
Again, on paper, it sounds great.
It looks fantastic.
Carson's a system fit. Look, I've said nothing more of Carson Wentz than he's a system QB. And I think Carson Wentz is a system QB. He fits the system. He knows the system.
Okay.
He's played well in the system.
Again, all of this is fair.
It sounds great, but we don't really know. There's this guy on Twitter who does a lot of film sessions.
Okay.
And he did one on Carson Wentz last year.
Okay.
And I went back and watched a lot of the film, and I noticed Carson just missed a lot of reads.
Yes.
When he got on, especially when he got sacked.
So there was the Dallas game. I want to say it was the first Dallas game.
Yeah, there was like a 3rd and 3 or something, and there was just two guys. There was a dude right there.
He missed a wide open pass. That could have been a touchdown.
Down the middle.
I want to say they were at like the 30, or the 25.
Yeah.
On their own, like they could have scored. Mm-hmm. So they runs a play action. The running back runs a wheel.
Yep.
So he runs a wheel. So he's in the middle. There, I want to say they had a tight end running a skinny post. And DeMarcus Lawrence comes off the tackle.
Yep.
Is getting ready to hit him. And instead of just checking down right where everybody's at, because, I mean, Dallas was getting smoked at one point.
Yeah.
And they backed all the way up. I mean, they were basically, they were like anything but a touchdown, right? They're backed up. They're deep. The running back's underneath all of the coverage.
Just give it to him.
You could have just dumped it to him. And that would have been a touchdown.
And this
because
offense,
people were so fucking far away that they didn't realize that, or he didn't realize that he had a safety net. And even though he could have even went over the top, because I don't know if it was Goddard or Zach Ertz, but that shit was open.
So Carson needs to realize in this offense that he needs to check down. Phillip Rivers was a check down master. I mean, he also didn't have a great arm, right?
Right.
But you have 3 running backs that can catch the ball and run the ball.
Yeah.
And Carson needs to trust those guys.
Yeah.
So if he can do that, Andrew Luck, look, before Frank Reich got there, Andrew Luck was Carson Wentz, just looking for the deep ball, didn't check down. He would always take the hit.
Right.
If Carson can do it because he's done it before.
Right.
So I was really interested. I messaged and tweeted that guy. I was like, hey, can you do the same film session with Carson Wentz and Frank Reich's offense and how he did? Because I'm very interested to see how he played differently when he was, like, did he make those check down reads? If he did,
right,
it's the system, right? There are also again, and he was kind of compared, like, so he was sacked 50 times in 13 games. Yeah, he was trying to compare how many of those were actually Carson's fault. And he said about 12 and 13, which is, I think somebody projected 17.
Let's be completely honest. That offensive line for the Eagles was dog shit.
It was.
They were missing Peters for a long time.
It'll help.
They missed Kelsey for a minute. So he was not.
No.
He was not upright.
Also,
all this, and again, I've been able to see the most because I watched the NFTs. I'm a Cowboys fan. So yeah, I'm paying attention to what they're doing. He was on his ass and running around a lot.
Yeah. The other thing that he mentioned was, and one play he showed was a 3rd and 7 on like 30-yard liners or something, on their own 30, and they're running 4 streaks. And so it's like, you're not helping the guy just running down the field.
Right.
So who is he supposed to throw to? It was like 3 receivers.
Hopefully he has a tight end that he can.
Yeah, he'll have 3.
Off to.
He'll have 2 6'7" tight ends, and he'll have Kylan Granson, who's 6'5" and runs a 4.3 40. So he's gonna have options, right? It's gonna be up to him to make the decisions. He'll have old reliable Jack Doyle. Mo Ali Cox is like 6'6", 6'7".
Oh man,
this guy.
Mo Ali Cox is huge.
This guy,
and apparently, I mean, we all knew he was a great basketball player. He looks fucking fantastic.
This guy,
shooting a rock.
This guy, Kylan Granson out of SMU, who averaged.
You were telling me about that guy. That guy's he's
like
really
6'5".
And he's fast.
Yeah, really fast. He averaged like 18 yards after the catch last year.
That was the highest for tight ends, right?
Nah, it was insanely high. It was higher than Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
So he's got the guys, right? And this is why. And even without even looking at the roster, I know our wide receiving core is better than theirs. And Frank Reich isn't going to be throwing 4 streaks out on fucking 3rd and 7. Like, Frank Reich isn't an idiot. So I think he will do well. But again, we'll see. I think if our offense gets going early, it could be dangerous for teams, right?
It's going to be really dangerous for teams, especially because, again, the thing is, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of when he was in Philly. Like the first couple years he was in Philly, they didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, they didn't know how to do it.
They didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they were like, oh, he can run, but
they figured it out.
Yeah, they did. I mean, did they really figure it out, or was their offensive line just ass? I think it was a little bit of both.
Are you talking about when
Yeah.
Frank left after the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they didn't.
They had no dude. As a Cowboys fan,
yeah.
they had no fucking answer.
So when people tell me Doug Peterson called the plays in 2017, I call bullshit.
So what saved us as Cowboys fans against the Eagles when we were playing against the Eagles, they didn't have anybody.
Yeah, they don't have any.
They don't have it. They didn't, dude. Alshon Jeffrey. I'm sorry. I love Alshon Jeffrey when he was in Chicago. He was the big guy.
Yeah.
He was the red zone threat. Dude, no.
The dude wasn't even.
And then you got Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson blows out his hamstring in the second game. Matter of fact,
every year.
It was the first game.
Yeah.
He did get a 60-yard bomb.
Yeah.
He got a 60-yard bomb. But he got fucking hurt
on that play.
In the same
Wasn't
game.
it on that same?
It might have
play?
been. It might have been.
So you do that, right?
Right.
And then, and you throw in the whole just what's going on in Philadelphia right now, like the rumors of Doug Peterson not even talking to Carson for 8 weeks, like
that cannot happen.
Like, how do you expect me to? It's like basically me being your boss, but I'm not going to talk to you ever. But then you're doing a horrible job, so I'm just going to come in and fire you.
Yeah.
Right? That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
And that plays a big part in it, right? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not worried about our defense. I am a little bit worried about our D-line.
Yeah.
Just because it was inconsistent last year and it kind of died out at the end of the year. If the D-line could be consistent, it's a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
And then it just really, if it's a top 5 defense, it really just, if we have a top 5 defense, I'm not worried about Tennessee as long as Carson Wentz doesn't fuck up.
Yeah, I mean,
that's kind of where I'm at.
It's gonna be all of this is gonna be extremely interesting.
Yep.
Before we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out this segment. We got one more segment, but I do want to wrap up. the NBA playoffs. And just take a listen to this.
Just the first half analysis. The half of basketball was played. That's not the whole game. That's half the game. Damian Lillard, he did a step back, but he stepped forward, and then he moved back. He went back about 25 feet. That's probably that travel, but they're not going to call it. Michael Junior Porter, he made a bunch of shots. Nikola Jokic, he's tall. And Nikola Jokic Jimmy Joe Jokic didn't foul nobody. That was something. That's a good half of basketball between Portland and Cleveland. Back to you, Ernie.
That was a guy by the name of Danny Roonier, and he axes celebrities, and I thought that was fucking hilarious.
That was pretty funny.
And he's the whitest guy ever. And he fucking nailed Charles Barkley.
That was
fucking, dude. I was dying for at least an hour.
I thought that was Charles Barkley.
That was fucking exactly. That's why I didn't show it to you on purpose.
Nikola
dude,
Jokic.
it sounded spot, dude.
Didn't foul nobody. That was something. That's a good half of basketball between Portland and Cleveland.
Between Portland and Cleveland.
OTAs. I just want to cover this real quick. We got a guest we need to talk to real quick. OTAs. Aaron Rodgers didn't show up.
Shocking.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Can we agree?
Yes.
He's gone. Most everybody showed up, but Aaron Rodgers. That has been the talk. Training camp is in 4 weeks?
6 weeks.
Not
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Training camp's in 6 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen. They are talking about we should expect cuts after OTAs. Major cuts.
Okay.
Major cuts.
I was thinking after June 1st, that makes sense.
One of them they were talking about earlier was Taysom Hill.
Really?
On how that contract could either be reconstructed or he could be let go. Because remember, his contract...
That's a stupid contract he got.
But he signed it.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It was ridiculously high. Yeah.
It's ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah.
But he ain't going to get all that. I don't think he's getting all that money.
I don't think so either.
According to Ian Rappaport or Rap Sheet, whoever you want to call him, it's the same guy. But Rap Sheet basically said that to expect cuts after OTAs.
Okay.
So everybody's cool for right now.
Yeah.
Of course, they were talking about Love today, and basically saying like, if he makes a pass, it's because you've been under Aaron Rodgers tutelage for a year.
Oh, cool.
And if he makes a shitty pass, it's like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So they have Jordan Love and Blaine Gabbert to watch right now.
Cool.
Shout
So
out
if
to
Aaron Rodgers leaves, they're gonna suck, pretty much.
If Aaron Rodgers leaves,
I think Devontae's out too.
I wouldn't even fucking play.
Yeah.
Fuck you. What?
Yeah.
Blaine Gabbert?
Yeah. I'm good.
I'm good, fam.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Trade me tomorrow.
Get me out of here.
So I'm out.
Honestly, and I'm not saying Devontae Adams is arguably outside of Julio. When Julio was Julio's like perfectly fine. I mean, you could say Devontae was number 2 at one point in time.
Sure. Yeah.
Michael Thomas got hurt.
Yep.
Boom. Who cares? Tyreek Hill, top 5. Devontae Adams, I say top
Where puts
3.
Stephon Diggs in this conversation?
Top 5.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Okay.
My top 5 wide receivers, believe it or not, Julio when he's not hurt,
Okay.
Devontae Adams,
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
And the reason why I say Justin Jefferson is because, outside of him and CD were basically tied for a minute, but then, of course, they play against the Lions 2 times a year, so that kind of makes Justin Jefferson look a little bit better. And they had a quarterback, so statistically, he had a better year than CD.
Okay.
So, yeah, those are like my top 5.
So you're taking Justin Jefferson over DeAndre Hopkins?
Oh, you know what? Scratch that. Put DeAndre up there. My bad, DeAndre Hopkins. My bad, Nuke.
Damn, bro.
My bad. See, when you go to the desert, I fucking forget.
Clearly.
It's a small market team, bro. It's a small market.
It's always Minnesota.
Minnesota's on TV way more than.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh,
Really?
Think about it, dog. They're in the north.
Oh, true. They also have the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
They're in the north. That's
Okay.
why. When the Niners are good, we'll see more of the Cardinals. I mean, although they had one of the best games of the year because of Buda Baker and fucking.
I really like Deebo Samuel a lot.
When Deebo Samuel's healthy, he's good.
I like him a lot.
I like Deebo Samuel and I like Brandon Ayuk, but they are not fucking healthy,
Right.
and neither is a quarterback. So you're only as good when you're healthy. Let's go ahead and call. You want to take a break?
No.
You sure? You good? All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call our guy. Bring him on in. I wish I had that sound. Maybe we should get that track.
We need Jeopardy sound.
The Jeopardy sound.
Well,
Please leave your
Tim, cut that out.
so that was a good episode.
That was a great episode. Tim, we're good? Okay. All right. Do we have anything else we want to cover?
I think we're good, man.
I think we're good. This is a damn good episode. A lot longer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
look who decided to call back.
Oh, hey.
Yo, Keith, what's up, man? Hello? 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 Looks like we're having some technical difficulties.
Are you connected?
Yeah, he's connected. Yo, oh. Let's call him back. I think that was a mistake on my end. Keith, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, this is officially Keith IT from Austin, Texas. He's going to join us today on the Us on Everything podcast. I appreciate you hitting us up, man, or I thank you for letting us hit you up. We've been talking about it for the couple of weeks of you coming on, man. So, again, sorry for the delay. We've been doing a different setup, so my apologies for our tardiness, man. How you been?
Man, been living. That's about it. Living and drinking water.
Drinking water. That's So we got Uncle Gandhi here too, man. Just so you know, he's here as well. We just wanted to chop it up with you, man. See how your channel's doing. Again, for our listeners and our viewers, this is official Keith IT. That stands for Official Keith in Texas. And he does a review channel. He also has kind of morphed over the year, I would say, into a car channel. Is that right?
It's more of a hybrid channel. Like, you notice some channels will go and they'll start off and they'll get running, and then they will split off into a second channel.
Right.
So that's doing double the work. Well, I didn't want to do double the work, so my channel, I review small products, do watch face reviews, and then since I got the charger, I started incorporating charger stuff, and now, the charger is kind of, or the car part of the channel is kind of taking off a little bit.
Okay, can you tell us just a quick glance, like how did you start off with your channel? Like what year? Like, how did your channel originate? What made you decide that you wanted to do a YouTube channel? And what have you benefited from that channel since then?
Okay, so basically how I started, I was watching some YouTube videos, and I don't remember what year it was, but for whatever reason, Adidas was my jam, right? So
right.
I would watch a bunch of Adidas videos, and I'm like, I can do the same thing. So
right.
I had these cloud foam tennis shoes, and they were whack. Let's just go ahead and say that right now. They were whack, but they were Adidas tennis shoes, and I made a little video with my camera phone, and I got several hits, and most of the hits were negative.
Okay.
But because of that, I was like, well, maybe I can do something else. And then that's when I started looking at my watch, and I'm like, well, let me do some watch face videos. So I go and try to look at watch face videos just to see how other people are doing them, and I'm just like, I kind of wished I could see someone doing watch face videos in more of a cinematic feature or mindset. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I started doing watch face videos, and it's been like that ever since.
Okay. Hey, how long have you been doing watch face reviews?
Let's see, what year is this? 21, so 2019, 18, 17, probably half of 2016, and taking it from there.
Right. And how many videos do you think you have on your channel right now?
Probably less than 175, I believe.
That's a lot of videos.
That is a lot of videos.
Okay, and you said that you started out in 2016. What kind of camera were you using in 2016?
So, my first recording device was my Note 4. Mm-hmm. So I had a Note 4, and I just used that. At the time, there was some free editing software that you could use on, you could download them to your computer. Mm-hmm. But the crappy, well, I don't want to say crappy thing, but once you get used to editing and stuff, you start to get a sense of how you want your videos to look.
Right.
You didn't want to see the watermark, and the software that I was using had that watermark. So I'm just like, man, I gotta step this game up. So over the months, over the years, you just kind of go out, you see what everybody else is doing, and then you try to steer in a different direction than what everybody else is doing. Ultimately, though, everybody is going to be doing what everybody else is doing.
Right.
It's just a matter of which or how you, like, what road you take to get to where everybody else is doing. Because if you're taking the same road that everybody's taking, if you're going down 35 to get to San Antonio from here,
right,
then you're going to run into a traffic jam in Austin somewhere. Whereas if you take the toll road,
right,
you can bypass a bunch of that stuff,
right,
and then take it to San Antonio. So it just depends.
Okay.
How many followers do you have now? Sorry about that. How many followers do you have now?
I think it's 1,750. We're gonna say 1,750.
Okay,
That's pretty good.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
To be a still relatively young YouTube channel. I remember when he started doing these videos, and I remember he got like 100 followers in like no time.
Yeah.
It happened so quick. How have you benefited from having your YouTube channel so far?
Several benefits. I will tell anybody and everybody. There's two types of YouTubers. The first type is the person who just wants to get stuff out there.
Right.
They just want to get stuff out there, and that's all they want to do. They
Right.
want to record something, whatever. Then there's a YouTuber that's all about that side hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
So the side hustle is what kicks and drives people to bring you the content, to bring you the camera angles, just whatever it is, that they have to offer. So as far as benefits, there's several. Of course, you want to get your channel monetized when you're going into the side hustle mode.
Right.
Once you get there, then it's almost, I don't want to say it's almost butter, but the climb is not as hard.
Right.
So you definitely have that benefit, but then you have other benefits. Like I have companies, and not to say that, I'm better than anybody else's channel, but you'll have companies, they'll start to notice you, and then they'll start to offer products and services. And because of how my schedule is, I've gotten to the point now where I have to kind of tell them, hey, I have to, respectfully decline your product and or service.
Right.
And it's not that you don't want to get all the free stuff, because let's just call it what it is. You get a lot of free stuff,
Right.
but you start to get a sense of how you want your channel to be, or what direction you want it to go. So you can't always accept everything that you get. Now,
Right.
I will tell you, in 2018, ZTE Corporation, they make Android devices and all other kinds of devices. They pretty much paid for me to go to CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas.
Yeah, that's
And this
awesome.
was in 2018. And I will tell anybody, once this COVID stuff is over, if you get the chance, I don't care how you get into the convention, if you get in there, it's definitely going to give you a better outlook on the industry as far as tech is concerned across every medium that you can think of. So, you get stuff like that where you're getting trips, you get items. Of course, there's the monetization, and then there's just the notoriety, and you end up making real friends.
Right.
You'll watch YouTube videos, and you'll see one channel say, "Well, hey, this is Tim, and I got Keith and Harish here, and blah blah blah," and those people are actual real friends. Like YouTube can actually cultivate friendships, so that's another benefit of YouTube once you get started.
Dope.
Do you have a schedule that you say, okay, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. I'm releasing a video?
So I started off that way, and that lasted for about a month. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. If you plan on doing YouTube full time, and that is your absolute full time job, then that is the most doable thing to do, and I would highly suggest it. But even if you're working a part time job
Right.
and then doing YouTube on the side, I would highly suggest not setting the standard of you're going to do this, that, and the third on a particular day of the week. And I'll give you a prime example. On my channel, I do Mopar Mondays because it's Mondays. Mopar is 2 M's, easy to say.
Right.
But I've never said every Monday is going to be Mopar Monday. When I have that video ready,
It's going to be
then
on
it's
Monday.
Mopar Monday. Yeah.
Right.
So it's your own formula. And if you follow your own formula, then the people will still be there for you to hit the watch minutes and all that other stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sweet.
Well, again, I just wanted to touch base with you. I have one last question for you, and I think we kind of already covered it. But what are some of your do's and don'ts for even us? We're still very young in this game. What are your do's and don'ts for somebody that may be doing tech reviews or reviews in general? What are some of your do's and don'ts? I know you said you don't guarantee a video every time just because how crazy and hectic your work schedule can be. So what are some of your do's and don'ts that you have for maybe even us or for the people that are watching and listening?
So do's and don'ts. I will tell you some don'ts, and this is going to sound funny, but don't listen to everybody that gives advice for YouTube, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to find your own way through all of the stuff. You will have a lot of YouTubers that tell you, do not get infatuated with analytics, with YouTube analytics, because this is how you see how your engagement is. This is how you can see whatever potential money, how it's coming, what works, what don't work. People will tell you, don't make it about analytics. But if you're from a side hustle perspective, you have to make it about analytics, because you can't just go into something blind.
Right.
So just learn, take one or two tidbits of information and then formulate your own thing, and then take it from there. So definitely do not try to keep up with the Joneses. So you see somebody like Marquez Brownlee. That dude has everything under the sun. It's okay to mimic him, but if you are just starting off in YouTube, don't go and mortgage your house so you can get that camera. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Just, the cameras nowadays, especially with iPhones, those cameras, you can't deny those phones. Now, y'all know I'm like champion iPhone hater, but at the end of the day, those phones are champions when it comes to shooting video. Half the time you can't even tell, because you're going to be watching the video either on a tablet computer or on your cell phone itself. So use the tools that you have. Use the tools that you have. It's free. It's free to upload, and then you just sit back and watch. And before long, you'll hit the thresholds, and next thing you know, you'll be getting a new tax form. You'll be glad you're getting that new tax form, because especially if you're looking for a part-time job, why not have it be something that you would be interested in doing rather than working somewhere where you wouldn't be interested?
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, same thing could go with a podcast. Like I'm not in the podcast space yet, but just the fact that you consistently have something going all the time, and then you're putting it across different types of medium, like what you guys are doing. Y'all are doing both YouTube and the audio space, and that's the way to go. Like, if you just do one, it's okay, but you want more than okay. You want to get as high as you can go, and then take it one step higher. So
most definitely.
Just you have to do what you got to do. You got to learn what you have to learn, and you have to be able to discern what's good for you versus what somebody else thinks is good for you.
I think that's really good, man. Hey, man, before we let you go, please drop your socials so we can have people can follow you, and people can keep up with what you got going on, especially on YouTube.
Word. So if you type in Official Keith in Texas on the search engine, it should pull up my YouTube. You can also find me Official Keith IT on Twitter as well as Instagram. My car has its own Instagram page. That's going to be Starscream, just like the Transformer, _V6.
Awesome.
_V6.
That is dope, man. I really do appreciate you giving us the time, man. I know you're busy. It's crazy out there. E3 is ahead, so we got a lot going on in the video game industry. So I appreciate you again for taking the time out to come and talk to us, giving us some insight on what to do and what to not do on the YouTube channel, man. I really do appreciate that.
Man, it's no problem. And just real quick, let me do this shout out real quick.
Okay.
Let me do the shout out real quick to the main man, Rick Carlisle. I need you to go ahead
my guy,
and get up out of here, because all of that nonsense and the Clippers, I ain't hating on the Clippers, but I'm hating on the Clippers because y'all down my Mavs in 7. I don't like it, and I'm still upset about it, but it's all good.
Hey, you and me both, bro.
Official Keith in Texas. Make sure you guys look him up. Keith, again, I appreciate you, man. I'll be hitting you up pretty soon, man. We got some stuff to do, and we got some catching up to do, man.
All right, man. We see y'all later.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right, again, that was official Keith in Texas. You can look him up on YouTube to pull up his YouTube account. He's got his other socials, so make sure that you go and rewind if you didn't catch him before. Do we have anything today before we close out?
Hey man, this was a good episode. It was a little bit longer.
It was a little longer. We had a lot to catch up on.
We did. We were out last week, so it's kind of like a makeup, right?
Right.
So no, I mean, hey, shout out to the Texas baseball team.
Shout out to the Texas baseball team.
Good luck this weekend.
I think they play tomorrow. No, on the 12th.
It's Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, so they play on the 12th.
Yep. Weekend series.
Weekend series. They got to do it. They got to bring it on home, man. We haven't seen a team this dominant since, 05, 06?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. But they've been relevant in the sport that they've been playing in for the past 10 or 15 years as well. So none of that bullshit matters that Paul Feinbaum says. Track, you got anything for us? He gives us the thumbs up. We're good to go. Again, we are the Us on Everything podcast. Find us on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys. We really do appreciate it. You got something to say?
Paul Feinbaum, fuck you.
Fuck Paul Feinbaum, fuck Greg Abbott, and fuck anybody who decides whether abortion should be legal or not. You don't have any say-so on a woman's body. Make sure you find your North Star. See you later. Peace!
Well, the chair sitting, bitch.
Great episode. Great fucking